Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. I'm not quite sure what happened with my introduction video. For some reason it froze up there for a moment. Today is Collection Mania Monday and we are going to be looking at a set of pencils that I have had since November last year, and I haven't used them a whole lot. So we're going to experiment with them and experience them together. These are the Pagos colored pencils. I gave away a set at Christmas on my Christmas party stream, and it says the Pagos Art Power On, and it has the number of the colored pencil on it. So I'm going to switch it over here to the close-up camera so that you can see a little bit better. So, and then the Pagos logo there and a number there. They are numbered, they are not named, and there is no other markings on them. They are a wonderful teal kind of green barrel, and for some reason in the cameras it's showing blue. It's not quite blue, it's a tealy green color. So 72 colored pencil set, and I'll take a look at the swatch chart here. I'll take it out of here so that it's not, you don't want to look at the empty one. Oh, I'm telling you that today is just not my day. Of course, it starts off with the whites and goes into the yellows and then into the oranges. This set is actually very nicely laid out in their numbers. So I was really quite impressed with that and surprised with that all at the same time, because sometimes, especially with these lower, I wouldn't even say lower quality because I haven't played with them a whole lot, but the lower level, when I bought them, the price range on these was much lower than it is now. So in the past year, of course, since COVID hit, in the past year and a half, prices on things have gone up substantially. So when I purchased these, it was several months before Christmas, and they were fairly inexpensive. So also I contacted the Pagos company, and they sent me a few different things to work with as well as these colored pencils. So I did pay for these. I did not pay for the ones I gave away, but I do actually think, if I remember correctly, they worked really, really nicely. So and as you can see with the color chart, it has a really good range of colors. There's only a couple of them that I would have put in a different space. For example, number 15, I would have put before 13. But, just small things like that. It goes from the yellows into the oranges, into the reds, into the pinks, and into your light flesh tones, peachy colors, apricots, that kind of thing, into your light purples, into your light blue purples, and then into your red purples, and then into your darker purples. And then we start with the blues. And there's a couple in the blues that I would switch around. I would put this one here over with this one because it is one of the darkest ones, and I would put those two at the end. And then we go into our blue-green colors, and then our green-blue colors, and then our greens. It has a really, really nice green-gray color, which is really cool. And of course some olive colors as well as some bright greens. And then we go into our browns, and this one I would have switched, or this one and this one I would have switched, I mean. So I'd move this one up and this one down. So we go into our browns, into our red browns, into our grays. This one here is should be with the purples, so I think maybe they misplaced that one. But it has, for a small set, it has a really good range of gray, which a lot of small sets don't have. Um, it also has a really good level of black. So it has the black, it has a really, really dark gray, and a really, really dark warm gray. It does have a little bit of browny red in this gray. And then, of course, gold and silver. So for a smaller set, it actually has a really nice range of colors. And of course, we're going to be coloring with them. So we're going to put this on the side here so that I can get to the colors. And if you remember correctly from last week, we colored this one here with the Norberg and Linden. So we're going to color the bottles here with the Pagos. I'm going to switch you to the close-up so that we can, I'm going to move you over here a little bit. Sorry about the wiggling. And we're going to turn a light on. Actually, we're just going to brighten the lights in the house. I don't have them on because it's so warm today, and you know, you just think, well, the white lights are on, it's going to get warmer. So just one moment. There, that's better. So we're going to color these bottles. Oh, sorry. My friend there just decided that she was going to talk longer than me. So we're going to color the bottles, and we're going to color them different colors so that we can experience as much of the color range as we can. And like I said, I haven't used these very often or very much, so I'm just going to give them a quick little sharpen just to make sure that any wax buildup or anything on them is no longer on them. They are a little off center. They're not too bad, but and of course they have the colored end, the number, and of course the labeling. So let's start with a yellow one here. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just putting a light pressure on it. And they're not scratchy. They feel very smooth. But most yellows do, even in really scratchy sets. The yellows are really smooth. So after we're finished the yellow bottle, we'll go to one that a color that normally, if it's going to be a scratchy set, is going to be scratchy. So a green or a red or brown. Okay, so we've got some yellow down. As you can see, I've just got a really light layer down, and I'll come back and I'll add more later after we're finished with the darker colors. Alright, so this one here I'm not going to sharpen. I'm going to see if it's going to work the same way that it would just straight out of the bag. I sharpened them before putting them away the last time I used them, or I sharpened them the last time I used them and then put them away, whichever way you want to do it. And as you can see, the color is coming off quite nicely. You can see the definite difference in the brightness in the yellow. So this one here is number 5, and the first one I started with is number 3. So I'm just going to put number 3 down again and blend that in and see how well it blends with color to color. And it seems to blend quite nicely, which is good. And like I said, this is I wouldn't even say a lower quality brand. It's a lesser known brand. So when I purchased them, they were quite a bit cheaper. And I do believe they have their own website where you can purchase their products, where it may be even cheaper than buying them on Amazon. So I will, of course, leave all those links in the About section. Now, they're not dusty, but as you know, with any colored pencil, you're going to have a little bit of dust. So I'm just going to make sure that I fill that to the edge. Now we're going to take the gold and we're going to give this wonderful little bottle a gold label. And it's a nice brown gold. It's not um, a mucky green gold. It's a nice brown gold. I prefer the yellow gold myself, but as far as golds go, this one's pretty nice. And it's not scratchy, which is great, because sometimes the metallics can be quite scratchy as well. Now I'm just going to put in the cork. And I'm not seeing a wax buildup on the pencils. Like I said, I have not used these in over a year, and I don't see any wax buildup on them at all. Sometimes you put a set of pencils away, and they end up building up a wax on them or a layer on them. Now I'm going to grab my handy dandy blender stick, and we're going to see how well they blend with the blender stick. And they seem to do quite well with it. So they do fine with the blender stick. So we have used some yellows and golds and browns. So let's go into some of the scratchier colors. So let's go into the greens here. And we're going to grab a nice dark green and a really light green. So number 43. For our light and number 46 for our dark. Okay, so let's start here. So I'm not getting any scratch from the lighter color. And I'm just putting a light layer down because, like I said before, I'll go over it again once I get the dark in there. Alright, so I'm going to take this one. It needs to be sharpened. And like I said before, they are a little off-center, but not horribly. And I'm just going to follow this line all the way down and make sure that we put that bottle in the background as well. We're going to follow the same direction that this bottle has with the shadow on this side, so the light is coming this way. And even with this darker color, it doesn't have a whole lot of scratch on it, which is cool. It is a little bit dustier, but that may just be because I'm pressing a little bit harder, trying to see if there's a scratch, and I'm not feeling any. Alright, now I'm going to actually take a bit of this yellow, and it's the darker yellow that I'm going in with, just so that you can see that bottle behind it. Then I'll go back in with the lighter. I'm going to sharpen this one. Now, as you can see around this edge here, I have left that white, so so that I could fill that in with the green so that you know that there's two different bottles there. Try not to press too hard. They do seem to be very soft. And if I do remember correctly, they are a wax-based pencil. But if you just, what I'll do is I will take a look and make sure. And I'm just blending everything together with the colored pencil. Yeah, that looks right. So you can see that bottle behind it and see that that bottle is a different color, but the bottle in front is that green. So even though you can see the yellow through the green is still dominant. All right, so I'm just going to quickly look that up for you. Let's see. So it says that they're a soft core color pencil. Great for blending, coloring, and all that fun stuff. Of course, it is erasable. Highly pigmented and blending ability to enable you. It's not. So they are wax based. And it says that they are made in Vietnam, so that's all the information I was able to glean quickly off of Amazon. Now, once again, it is off of Amazon, so I can't guarantee its truthfulness or whatnot, because sometimes Amazon can be a little misleading. Though, Amazon is one of my favorite places. I spend a lot of time there. Alright, so this one here is a little bit further off center than the others. This is the silver. I'm just going to do the tag here with the silver and then a lovely red heart. And then we will use like this one for the heart. Okay. Now we're going to do, yeah, let's do a purple bottle. So we're going to take number 22 and number 28. And we're going to sharpen that because I just broke the tip. Getting it out of the box, well, out of the bag, out of the sleeve, I guess it would be called, because I am using a wrap to hold these because I ran out of pencil cases. And because I don't use these very often, I figured a wrap would be just as good. Now, of course, I have to buy more pencil cases because I can't seem to stop buying pencils because people keep enabling me to buy more pencils. And of course, I enjoy buying pencils, so it doesn't take them much to enable me to buy pencils, I would have to say. You know, it's not like they're twisting my rubber arm or anything such as that. Well, I guess they are twisting my rubber arm, but it's not like, you know, not like wouldn't do it sooner or later anyway. Because my biggest enabler lives in my house. My husband enables me worse than most of you, so. So once again, I'm just putting that bottle um, from the front into the back of this bottle so you can see the bottle through it. And then we're going to put the shadow on the back side here. Because the light's coming this way. And the purples are blending together really nicely. There's no scratch whatsoever. I think I might end up using these for the next coloring thing because these are really nice. I don't know why I put them away. Probably because I got enabled to buy so many others that I haven't had time to play with them. Alright, I'm going to add the light purple and blend that together. It's also really warm in here as well, so I have noticed a difference between when I had AC and when I didn't have AC. I noticed a difference in the softness of different pencils. So, of course, right now we're in a heat wave, an extreme heat wave, and the AC is not keeping up the best because it's not made to keep up to that kind of temperatures. So in the evening areas, the colored pencils get a little bit warmer than normal. Normal daytime temperatures aren't that warm. Alright, so I'm just going to put this dark back in for the edge of the bottle. And once I do that other bottle, you'll see the contrast behind it. So there's our purple bottle. And I think for our purple bottle, I want to give it a nice orange label. So we'll do this part in orange and maybe the top part in red. They are just laying down really nicely. Well, I can't say I'm surprised, but because they're still in my set, you know, in my collection. If I really hated them, they would have been gone. But like I said, I haven't used them in so long, they just feel so different than I remember. And that could be because of the different sets that I had that I was using at the time. You know, because of enabling factors and my husband buying me things, especially around Christmas. You know, I just ended up with so many new sets. You know how that goes. The new set turns the old set into an old set, and it gets put away, and you get to play with the new set. But this set is really surprising me. Like I'm blending it into that orange, and it's definitely blending, which is really cool. So I took that red down into the top of this orange here. Now I'm going to take the brighter yellow and I'm going to blend it up into the orange. And see how that does. It didn't change it a whole lot. The orange is pretty bright, so now I'm just going to take this lighter yellow and do the emblem here. And just a little bit of blending. Just to lighten up that orange a little bit, because it was pretty bright. And then we're just going to take this yellow and just do that. Alright, so I think we're going to do blue on this bottle. So let's grab a dark blue. So I want number 29, which is the darkest blue. And then I want number 32, which is the lightest blue. Alright. So I'm going to go over everything with the 32, add our shadows, and then go over it again. Now I want the light coming from this way. So this edge here is going to be lighter than this edge over here. And they are really, really smooth. The lighter color here doesn't seem to be as pigmented as, say, the yellow or the light purple. But like I said, this is the lightest blue in the set, and that may be something that was done on purpose. I could have chosen a darker light blue, but this is definitely a light blue. It's almost a gray blue on the screen, but once I switched over to the other screen, you'll see it a little bit better. I'm just going around the edges of the bottle where it's thickest. And getting that shadow in there. And with the shape of the bottle, it's very easy to add the dark to give it that shape. There's going to definitely be some shadow around the wax seal, because in my head there's a wax seal there. And the darker does seem to have a lot more pigment. Which is great. And I'm just taking that lighter blue again and just blending everything together. And of course you can use your blending pencil for this if you choose. I wanted to darken up that light blue anyway, so might as well blend it while I'm doing so. And it also gives you the ability to lighten certain areas up as well. So if you find that an area has too much dark blue, going over it with the light blue can help you lighten that color up a little bit. It dilutes it just a touch. It also helps spread it out and move it around a bit. Okay. Make sure that I get all the way to the edge of the bottle there. Now we're going to take our cork color. We're going to do the cork. Then we're going to take our red. We're going to do that, and we're going to go around the label with it as well. Like that. And then we're going to take our gold, and we're going to fill in the gold area. Now this is done on a heavy cardstock, so I think this one was printed on the 68-pound Nia. So it's a little bit different than in a coloring book, and I'll try them in a coloring book and see how they do. Just because I'm curious now, because like I said, I haven't used them in so long that and I wasn't horribly familiar with them when I put them away. So I put them away just because I ran out of room. And because they were put away, of course, out of sight, out of mind, and I never used them. Now I'm wondering why. Okay, so they, like I said, they blend really nicely with the blending stick. And we're going to do some black for the sky. Sharpen this. I love playing with all the pencils that I've collected over the years, and actually, just going, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot about these. I can't believe I don't use these. And with my no buy in July hashtag that will be going out for July. Well, it'll be going out on my channel. I don't know about anywhere else, but on my channel, I'm going to be doing a no buy in July. So everything that I have purchased in June that is going to come out in July, I will of course do a review for. However, I am not buying anything in July. So if all of those things are shown and reviewed and everything else, I will start doing just little color and chats using colored pencils like the Pagos that I haven't used in a long time. Just because, I do use them every now and then, but sometimes they get put away and forgotten about. So it's time to bring them out and give them some glory. So I'm just putting in the black area around the stars for the night sky. And just like with most black colored pencils, it takes a few layers to get that depth of blackness that you want. I may even throw a little bit of blue or purple in there just to get that depth of darkness that I want. I'll just go through with the white gel pen for those little stars. So I hope everybody enjoyed the videos this weekend, and enjoyed the interview with Delane and Lisa from Color Pocket. Now, if you do decide that you want to purchase a Color Pocket, remember to put in corner 10 in your discount code box, and that will give you 10% off your entire order. It can only be used once, and it does expire soon. So if you wanted to purchase one of those wonderful color pockets, make sure that if you're going to do it on Delane's site, on the Color Pocket site, make sure that you use that code fairly quickly. Don't hem and haw on it, just do it. Just do it. All right. So because this is a sample picture, I'm not doing everything perfectly. And the black seems to be one that requires a lot of layering, so it's going to look a little grayish black instead of full black. Now, of course, it is the P area, so there will be some bigger name brands as well as some lesser known name brands, but well known for other products and that sort of thing. And then we move on from the P's to the Q's. And I think I have one set of Q's. Oh, I'm coloring over the entire star. So let's see how well these erase. Oh, where's my handy dandy eraser? So they erase quite well, which is good. And then you can still color over top of the erased area, which is also good, because sometimes you can't. Like I said, I'm not making this as dark as I could possibly make it, because it would take layers after layers after layers. So it is darkening up pretty quickly here. I had to readjust myself. I hate it when my leg falls asleep. Makes filming very difficult when your leg's asleep. So now that we've done a large area, let's see how well it blends with the blending stick. And this time I'm actually going to sharpen it just a little bit so I get a slight point on it. So I can get into the crevices a little bit. So we're just making that night sky nice and shiny and blend it in. like I said, I'm going to be adding some gel pen and whatnot to it, so just to see how well they deal with the gel pen as well. Because sometimes you put the gel pen on it and it says, yeah, no, I don't like that. So I'm just gonna absorb it. Alright. So they blend quite nicely. It's a nice smooth surface, which is great. Now let's see how well the white works. I don't expect a lot from it because most whites don't do a whole lot. But let's give it a shot and see how it works out. So I'm just going to sharpen it nice and sharp. This one is actually quite well centered. And we're just going to go around the stars a little bit. And exactly what I suspected. Not overly pigmented for the white, no matter how hard I press. It just seems to be blending. I just completely demolished that pencil. I'm pressing way too hard. And I should have probably done this before I blended it. Because, yeah, that would have been smart. So that that white was showing up a little bit better. But that's okay. That's alright. We live, we learn. 'Tis alright, 'tis alright. Alright, so I'm going to dust that off. Make sure I got all the bits off of it. And then we're going to take a bit of a brighter yellow. And we're going to do our stars. And get all our stars in there. And then we'll use our white gel pen, maybe. But of course I didn't put them all back when I was done with them last time, so I couldn't find them. So we're going to put one here, and one here, and one here, and one here, and one here, one there. I think that was it. I think there's one there too. And one there. Now we're just going to put some little tiny ones around. And then put a little bit of light reflection. Alright, I'm not overly fond with the way that turned out. So I'm just going to flick a little bit and then wipe it off. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think they did very, very nicely for a budget brand set of pencils. The Pagos on Amazon are running at $25.78 for the colored pencils and $32.78 for the watercolor pencils. And I also have a set of paints from them, which are really nice. And those are running about 18. And they have all sorts of different products, which is really kind of cool. Okay, so all in all, I think so far for doing this small picture, they have done very nicely. And I think that we're going to utilize them um, throughout the month. And as well as other colored pencils that are in my collection that get left behind, get forgotten every once in a while, until we bring them out and go, oh my God, why did I put those away? They're so nice. And this is definitely one of those sets of pencils that I put away, for a different higher quality brand. And these ones are they're just really nice. They work really nicely on this cardstock. So we'll try them out in a coloring book and see how they do. I'll switch you over to the main screen camera here so you can take a look at the picture. And it did quite nicely. The gel pen shows really well against the black background. You can definitely see the bottles in front of the other bottles, and I will zoom you in just a touch here. Hopefully you guys don't get horribly ill doing that. But as you can see, it did actually very nicely for a lower brand name pencil. So I'm actually going to see if I can find the Pagos site as well and see how much they are on their website. I don't think that's the right website. Pagos Art, there we go. So on their website, so I would definitely suggest that you go to their website because on their website they're $19.50. So they are less expensive on their own website. So I will definitely leave a link to their website as well as the link to Amazon. But all in all, I think they are a very nice set. And I don't know why I put them away. So I'm going to pull them out and we're going to play with them more. And we're going to see how well they do. They also have a YouTube channel. So I will also, oh, maybe not. They say they have a YouTube channel. Where is it? There it is. I will actually leave a link for their YouTube channel as well because they do have a YouTube channel with different coloring, painting, and other tutorial things with the Pagos colored pencils. So that's really actually cool. I really like that. So yeah, we will explore the Pagos art community a little bit more. All right, guys, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. I did have a couple of reminders that I should have done at the start of the video, and I could, I wanted to play with the pencils. As you all may know, on Saturday I released the treasure hunt, and the prize for the treasure hunt is this book. There's going to be 2 drawings for it, In order to enter the treasure hunt, of course, you're going to be looking for the info cards on my treasure hunt video and the 4 other treasure hunt videos. Now, I will let you know that the info cards do not show if you're watching on your television, and the info cards only show on your cell phone for a brief moment. So make sure you click on the info card. It will come up below the video, so you can finish watching the video and get the clue and then move on to the next step in the treasure hunt. I don't know about on tablets. I don't use a tablet. Typically, I use a computer for all of my videos. So I record on a computer, I post on a computer, I look at videos on a computer. So when I put an info tab on, I check and recheck and recheck and recheck with other people on whether or not they can see that info card. I have them checking on a cell phone and a computer, and I'm not having too many difficulties with people seeing the cards. Now, I did talk to one friend who says that she needed to click on the card quickly and have it come up at the bottom. On my cell phone, if I just tapped that right hand corner where the info card should be, but it's not, it would come up with a menu with an info card listed in the menu, and I had to click the info card in that to get the next step. But there's so many different formats and so many different ways to access YouTube that I can't make sure that they're going to do the exact same thing in every single one of them, because I don't use most of them. So if you're going to be following the treasure hunt on your cell phone or on a tablet, you know, figure out the best way to do that for yourself. There's so many different ways of doing it. I just can't go through and list every single way that you could possibly find where the info cards are, because I personally don't know. Somebody asked me where the info cards were on a cell phone, and I had to play with it for an hour and a half to figure out where the info cards were on a cell phone. So, unfortunately, I just don't know the technology well enough to be able to tell you where those info cards are. So, if you're going to do this on a tablet, on an iPad, on anything that I haven't listed already, unfortunately I'm going to have to tell you that the best way to do that and to find the info cards is either fiddle around with it a little bit and figure it out, or look it up on Google or something on where to find the info cards on your specific type of tablet or phone or that sort of thing. The only thing I do know for sure is that the info cards will not show on a television screen. So if you're watching it on your TV, the info cards aren't going to show. If you're watching it on your computer, the info cards will come up right here in the corner. It will come up with some words, and then the words will go away, and a little eye with a circle around it will stick there, and it'll just stay there all the way through the video. That's on your computer. That's the only way that I know what's going on with them, is because that's where I film and I watch, is on computers. So, with that being said, I want to congratulate all of my winners of the Sunday special with Color Pocket. Thank you again very much for joining me and for participating. And congratulations. I hope you all enjoy your prizes. And yeah, for all of you that want to join the treasure hunt, please feel free to do so. Um, I personally would prefer that you did it on the computer because it's a lot easier for me to help you with. If you do it on your phone, just find out where your info cards are and how to look those up for your specific devices. Other than that, the info cards are there. You just have to find them. Always look for the X marks the spot video in the next YouTuber's link. Um, it will have a picture just like mine that says X marks the spot. I don't have a direct link to the videos because I want you to look through their videos and find it because it is a hunt. So, um, yeah, make sure that you look through their videos. If you have never seen this YouTuber or seen their stuff before, watch a couple of their videos. They are awesome, absolutely awesome people, and their artwork is just gorgeous. So, you know, um, if in the very least I've enabled you to find a couple of new YouTube artists, that is definitely what the goal was with the treasure hunt. So I hope that you enjoy yourselves, have fun, and watch a couple of new people. All right, guys. Again, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And thank you for joining me for this wonderful Collection Mania Monday, looking at the Pagos colored pencils. Until next time, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye for now.